Have you ever been stressed as an entrepreneur? I get it. I totally understand this, but I have some key tips to really reduce that stress and bring the zen back into your entrepreneurship. Keep watching. And if you're in business for yourself, you know how stressful it can be, right? Sometimes we go into business for ourselves so we can escape the workforce and we can escape the 40-hour work week of stress. And then sometimes we step into an 80 or 120-hour work week because we're entrepreneurs and we just got to put our nose to the grindstone and make it work, right? We wear so many different hats. We're the budgeting, we're the marketing, we're the photography, and then we're also parents. You know, if you're a parent, it can be like, how do I manage all this? Take a breath. And let's go over some stress reduction techniques. I'll show you what I use to handle all of that. The first thing I'm going to show you is this, and I cannot stress how important this is. You have to have a schedule. My favorite scheduling app is my Google Calendar app, and I just want to show you, I'm going to give you a sneak peek into what my life looks like right now by opening up my phone and just showing you my calendar, okay? So I've got my phone open right now. This is my month view. And I've got everything. I live and eat and sleep and breathe by this calendar. If it's not on my calendar, it's not happening, okay? So I live, eat, sleep, and breathe by this thing. So I'm just gonna go into a 1 week scenario here. Let me just show you what my week looks like, okay? Mother's Day coming up. So we've got Mother's Day. I have these things going on. I've got 3 chunks that happen on Mother's Day. Then that following Monday, I have a couple of appointments with clients and a couple of podcasts I need to tune into. I've got Christina Kuzmic that I'm going to be talking with next Monday. Christina, I love you. I love your channel. You are the Truth Bomb Mom. You're amazing. I can't wait to talk with you on Monday. And then I've got my Tuesday coming up. I've got the schedule with my kids worked out. My Wednesday, I've got people coming over. That's on my schedule, so I don't forget. And I go, grocery shopping or something. And then Thursday comes up, and I've got choir concerts, and I've got, my daughter doing her thing, and then I've got, a different thing blocked out for the weekend, and all of this. Check out every single piece of my life that's happening is on my schedule. So if you're not used to using your schedule, get used to it. That's what you need, okay? One more thing I want to talk about with your schedule, do yourself a favor and give yourself business hours. You must give yourself business hours. If you don't, you will find yourself scrambling all the time, and you'll find yourself staying up way too late at night and working way too late in the afternoon and getting to work way too early in the morning. Trust me, I used to spend till 2 a.m. editing photos. And I thought, if I was an employee and my boss required me to stay up till 2 a.m. every day editing photos, I would quit. Seriously. And many entrepreneurs and businesses fail in their goals because they're overtaxing and overworking themselves and they're not treating themselves well. So restrict yourself to business hours. So for example, I'll show you my schedule. This next following week, I've got business hours where I'm working until 5. After business hours, you look on my schedule, you will not see anything work-related after 5 p.m. Maybe the occasional appointment at 5:30, but you will see nothing after 5 p.m. except for a social schedule. Just look at the bottom. I'm scrolling through here. Look at everything in the afternoon and the evening. It is empty. So with keeping a schedule and keep business hours, here's another pro tip I'm going to give you. Only schedule out 50% of your schedule in advance. Yes, keep business hours. Yes, use a schedule. But let's say you have 5 hours worth of work you need to do on Monday and you've got 10 hours available to do it. Use that 5 hours, but don't schedule 6, don't schedule 7. You need to leave yourself some breathing room. You have got to give yourself some room for inspiration and for emergencies that might come up or places that you didn't know you needed to be that you need to schedule later on. Only schedule half your schedule, but definitely use a schedule. Here's another stress reducing mechanism that I use. You have got to train your mind. Stress comes from the mind and it's manifested in the body. We can feel it. And they tell me where you feel stress, right? You feel stress in your shoulders. People get stress and tension headaches. It can show up in the body. Stress comes from where? Outside or inside? not the outside. I promise you, stress does not come from your environment. Stress comes from what you decide to do in reaction to your environment. I'm going to say that again. Stress does not come from anything outside of you. Choosing to feel stress is a construct of your mind. And there are two kinds of stress. You're very familiar with one of them. It's called distress. Distress is negative stress. There's another kind of stress that's called eustress. Eustress is a positive kind of stress. That's where we get adrenaline. That's where we get excitement. That's where we get all of this. And you get to consciously decide which one you want to live in. So take that as a focus of your mind. Be one that when you start to feel stress and overwhelm, first things first, you get to opt out of that feeling. And I tell you what, opting out of that feeling before the circumstances shows up to reflect that is going to get you there 10 times faster. Instead of focusing on what you don't want, instead of focusing on all the stress and the overwhelm and the overwork, you must shift your focus to what you do want. In fact, let's do an experiment right here. Pull up another window in your browser or pull up another window on your phone if you're watching this and type this in the search bar. Use these exact words, okay? Type, "Don't show me pictures of kittens." I'll wait, you can do it. Type in, "Don't show me pictures of kittens," and then click on the images and see what happens. It's going to show you pictures of kittens. I guarantee it. You're going to have thousands of them. And trust me, there's thousands on the internet, probably millions by now. If you keep saying, "I don't want to be stressed, I don't want this, I don't want this," your brain is going to do the exact same thing as Google did. Even though you told your brain, "I don't want that," that's all your brain had to work with, so that's all it could produce. That's focusing on what you don't want. Instead, focus on what you do want. So instead of saying, "I don't want to feel stressed," or "I don't want to feel overwhelmed," say, "I want to feel peace and harmony in my business. I want to feel rejuvenated when I work my business. I want to feel strong and energetic when I work my business. I choose to feel strong and energetic." And try it on. I know it sounds weird, but the most successful people in the world do this. Try on saying out loud, "My business rejuvenates me. I make the perfect hours for me in my business." Try it on. Write these things down. This mindset is so important. I can give you all the tools and all the mechanisms on the whole world, and they will just overwhelm you even more if you don't have your mindset in the right place about growing and building your business without stress. Instead of stress, peace, joy, prosperity, abundance, rejuvenation, and have a lot of time for play too. And that brings me to my last and most important point. As much as you schedule time for work, time for calls, time for fulfillment, schedule time for play. You know, you may think that play will happen naturally after all the work is done. Not in the world of an entrepreneur. It's going to have to be scheduled in on purpose. If you want to go have a spike ball tournament Thursday night, put it on your calendar and make that a non-negotiable. If you want to go out with your friends Saturday night and go have a game night, put it on your calendar. Make it a non-negotiable just as much as your work is. Why do we work? Why are we entrepreneurs? Why do we do this whole thing? It's so that we can live a lifestyle that we love, so make that lifestyle a priority. Okay, these tools are a must for any business owner, so put them into practice right now. Hit the subscribe button. I will see you tomorrow.